Hello, my name is Alex Koch, Business Consultant at INTERCAD, and welcome back to the Visual Experience series. Today we take a look at the final part of this three-part series, and we deal with a very simple and self-explanatory topic called decals. As we all know, decals are very useful when it comes to enhancing the overall visual impression of our designs. Now, this quick tip is going to take a look at how we can very quickly and easily apply decals to our models. Now, picking up from where we left off previously, we're going to take a look at the main housing of the linear actuator once again. But before I continue, let's turn off some of the visual enhancements to reduce the load on the graphics card. I'm turning off the ambient occlusion, perspective, so that I can work better on the models directly, and I'll turn off the shadows. I will leave on the real view capabilities of Solidworks for the rest of this presentation, but let's return to the 3-point faded default background that we have here, and let's return now to the main housing. Now we're going to take a look at how we can very quickly apply decals, but not every configuration here will require a decal. I am going to apply a decal just onto the default configuration itself. Now let's take a look at how easy it is to create a decal these days. Now, once again, to re-emphasize the point, starting from SolidWorks 2011, you no longer need to have photo rendering capabilities to display decals on your 3D models, like what I'm doing here right now. We are working completely within the SolidWorks environment without any photorealistic rendering capabilities. All I have turned on is real view. So, with my default configuration selected, let's move on to the display manager, and from view appearances switch over to view decals. And by default, of course, there are no decals obviously applied here, so let's open the decal library. Now there are several ways you can apply your decal. One is to directly drag and drop a decal from the library itself. The other is to actually browse for a specific graphics item, which is what I'm about here to do right now. Let's go on to my decal demo folder here. I've got several decals. I will use a decal with a transparent background for a greater degree of realism. So let's open this, and let's start off by using no mask. That means I will like my decal to be applied in exactly the manner it appears, without having any of its background being masked out by a separate decal itself. And I would like it to be applied to this configuration only. From here now, let's go on to switch from the image tab to mapping, and I like to just select the geometry to which the decal will be applied. For my case here, it would be this, and that's the preview of the decal that we have. Now right now you would notice that there is a black background on the decal itself. That's because this decal comes with a transparent background, and by default transparent will appear as black on the model. So to address this, what we'll need to do is to return to the image tab and change from no mask for the mask type to decal image alpha channel. Alright, and as you can see right now, the image has been turned transparent for the background. Returning to the mapping tab, we can go on to define the mapping types that we like to have. For example, right now this is a cylindrical face, so mapping the decal to a cylindrical face would make a whole lot of sense. And the axis direction, by scrolling through the different options, we'll be very easily able to find what the best axis direction would be. For my case here, it is a ZX direction. Now this is the 0 degrees and how far you want it offset from the axis. This is the rotation in relation to the axis that we've applied. So having done this and leaving the aspect ratio fixed, I can choose to resize or reshape the decal. Let's put it on this size here, and as you can see right now it's at the 12 o'clock position. I can very quickly go on to relocate this position, for example by 270 degrees to flip it down this way. Excuse me. And let's rotate the decal to be horizontal. Once we're happy with this, we accept it, and here we go. Nice and simple, a decal has been applied to the face that we require. Now let's go back and review what we have done. I've applied a decal to a specific configuration. So when I flip over to a different configuration, you'll notice that the decal does not exist. You can of course choose to apply your decal to every configuration. Let's go back now to the linear actuator, and on the linear actuator level I would like to change the configuration from transparent to the default component itself, and I realized that the decal is now upside down. This is due to the orientation of the part when it was created. So to address this very quickly, we just flip back to our main housing component and back to the display manager. Under our decals, we go on to edit this decal here. The mapping tab will change the rotation from 90 degrees to 270 degrees, and we accept this. And right now, if we were to return to the top level assembly, what happens is that the information that we have changed on the part level automatically propagates to the top level assembly. Very nice and easy. And let's go on to flip this to a nice orientation that we could make use of, something like this. And let's turn on all the other visual enhancements again, the shadows, perspective, ambient occlusion, and finally let's top it off with a nice little background, such as grey overheads, not too good, or black with fill lights, and you'll be able to very quickly flip through the different visual effects of the rear view graphics that we have. So having taken a look at how easy it is to apply decals to our models, I'd like to just highlight one thing to all viewers of this presentation, namely the decal capability is now available in Solidworks Standard from 2011. This means that you can display decals while you're working with your models. There is no need to have your photorealistic capabilities, be it PhotoWorks or for the later versions PhotoView 360, turned on. In previous versions, the display of decals was only available if you had photorealistic capabilities within your software itself, which will be very good news for users who are on SolidWorks Standard. And with the end of this three-part series, we have to address this question: what next? Now, the purpose of this three-part series was to lay some basic ideas on setting up of models to take us to the next level, which is of course one, photorealistic rendering. PhotoView 360 is an industry-leading photorealistic rendering tool within SolidWorks Professional and Premium series of products, and there will be a quick tip series coming up following this, which will center around the areas of planning, composition, and photo rendering optimization. And of course, in line with an earlier created quick tip series regarding walkthroughs, we will also be providing a quick tip session covering SolidWorks animation to bring everything together: photorealistic rendering, animations, walkthroughs, effectively the visualization capabilities of SolidWorks. For further information regarding this topic covered in this quick tip series, feedback on any other topics that anyone may be interested in finding out more on, or any general issues regarding SolidWorks, please feel free to contact INTERCAD at the contact number shown via the internet or over the email. As always, it's been a great pleasure presenting a quick tip series to everyone who's had the time to view this. My name is Alex Cock, Business Consultant, and this has been a quick tip series proudly brought to you by INTERCAD. Thank you.